Hi, I'm Carol Knott Tefft with Remax Integrity, and I'm the leader of the hometown team. I want to tell you today just a few things about maybe some things for you to consider if you're shopping for a home. First and foremost, every single home will be some element of compromise. It might be the location, it might be an extra room, it might be a pool versus no pool, it might be the school district, it might be the price. But the house that you buy will be the one with the least number of compromises. A lot of realtors say that, but it is absolutely the truth. The house you buy is the one with the least number of compromises. Everything is going to have a little bit of a flaw, a little bit of a glitch, and it's up to you to decide how big that glitch is for you. Is it worth moving forward, or had you rather keep looking and go to something else? Remember, you're buying a home, you're buying a house, and there are things you're going to want to do no matter what to make it personally yours. This is a place where your family is going to be, grow, make memories. You and your friends are going to come together. It's going to be your place of solace. It's going to be the place that you're lock up and secure when you go away. So you want that house to be something that you can really claim ownership for. I also advise you not to spend the very most you qualify for. I know some lenders might not like my saying that, but life happens. Your kids want to get involved in an activity, and activities are not inexpensive. The AC goes out when you need it fixed right at the last minute. If you're at the very top of the budget, it can cause stress down the line. It may be fine where you are, and you may think, I'm going to be getting a raise, but we never know what the government might do. We never know where prices may go. So you have to prepare yourself to be prepared regardless of the situation. The last thing you want is a forbearance or a foreclosure or just a short sale where you're bringing money to the table. So be wise, make sure you feel comfortable. If you're basing your payment on 2 incomes and you're a young family and maybe you're thinking about starting a family in the next 2 years or something like that, keep in mind that one of the two in the marriage relationship may want to be a stay-at-home parent. And so you've got to think about, could we make this payment on 1 income? That's my opinion, and I think it has proven itself over the years. Also, when you're buying, try not to skip the home inspection. This is a set of eyes from a human being. They are very well trained. Yes, they can make errors, but it gives you insight as to what in the house might need you to address it. It may be that the seller chooses not to assist with any of those repairs, and so you have a decision after the inspection. Is this something I could deal with? I mean, recently, very recently, and very often, we have had inspections where the seller agreed to take care of certain items and not other things. And the buyer was okay with that. The buyer was like, okay, this is a give and take situation. I can take care of those after I get the house. If he or she takes care of the things that the seller agreed to, I'm good with that. It's just really important to think about what's important. My rule of thumb for my buyers when asking for repairs is, would the seller have fixed this had he known about it? If it's something like a water leak, most sellers will address that unless it's a big financial issue or something like that, and they just simply cannot, because they have maintained their home. Usually they don't know what they don't know. And so it's okay to ask for things, but don't think, if they don't do it all, I'm not gonna buy the house. Stop and think, evaluate, but don't skip the home inspection. Number one other thing that I see is that buyers are excited. They have found their house. Agents sit down and write up the offer like the buyer wants it. We send it over for electronic signatures, and sometimes Mr. Buyer doesn't even take the time to read the seller's disclosure. Sadly, some agents don't take the time to read a seller's disclosure. I encourage you to get a copy of the seller's disclosure, read it, question it if you need to. If there are things missing on the seller's disclosure, let's try to get those answers, because the seller's disclosure is your protection in a way, and it's also the seller's protection, because they are needing and bound to disclose the knowledge that they have on that house. And so I would highly encourage you to really read that seller's disclosure. It's worth the extra 10, 15 minutes that it will take to get your offer submitted. Little things like cosmetic things. You don't like the color of the wall in one of the bedrooms, or there are scratches on the door from a dog. Those are cosmetic, generally speaking. Now, there are dog scratches that sometimes can be gouges and the door needs to be replaced. I'm well aware of that. But if it's a cosmetic thing, is it worth leaving this house behind? I think that when you see your house, you know, and it's the right house for you, and you just make it work. But that's not true for every single buyer that comes along. Some buyers just really have certain things they want, and if they don't find it, they don't buy. And that's their business. It's not mine. So, but I'm just telling you, don't let the little cosmetic things, I don't like that light fixture. Well, save $100 and go somewhere and get you something else that you do like. And just be a thrift shopper if you have to take care of the little things. Also a biggie, get pre-approved before you start. I'll say that one more time. Get pre-approved with a good lender before you start. Know that your budget. If you are out there looky-looing, and we don't have much of that anymore now that we have these rules about buyer representation agreement, but you will fall in love with the $800,000 house that you can only qualify for $600,000. And you're not going to get that $800,000 house, and you're going to be disappointed in everything at $600,000 because it doesn't match what you've already seen. So be realistic, get your pre-approval before you ever start your look. I think it's a good idea to revisit a home if you have time to do that. If you're on a buying trip and you're in a hurry, you may not have time, but I think it's a really good idea to revisit a home when you're a buyer. You go in, you're very enthralled with things, go back with fresh eyes a few hours later, maybe the next day, and just take a really thorough look at it and make sure it is where you see you living, growing, and making life happen. And don't rush an offer because you have fear of missing out. I am a woman of great faith, and sometimes I don't always let it show, but my feeling is God already knows which house you're going to get. And so if it doesn't work for you, there's probably a better option somewhere down the line. And so don't be in haste and make a decision and then regret it. So I think that's really a big deal. I could tell you multiple stories where we had put in offers on houses and we thought it was a strong offer, but we were beat out in the negotiations. And 2 days later, we were looking for a new house, and they liked the new house better, and they got it. So sometimes things work out for the best. You just have to be diligent. Please have a good realtor. If you don't want to choose me, that's your choice. But have a good realtor, one that's experienced, one that's knowledgeable, one that is up on the market, and has people that support them, like lenders, inspectors, etc., that are good, in your face, take care of you kind of people. So those are my 9 best tips for buying a house in today's market. Go out there and make it happen if you're interested. And always call us and put us to work for you. We are the hometown team working for you.